Welcome back, everyone, to Never Ready Remastered Episode 4, the redo. That's an inside joke for us, so don't worry about that.
Wait, it's Episode 4? Yeah, okay.
But yeah, because
My mind is all fucking confused. I can't keep track of like what
we recorded an Episode 4 last week. But
it's so good. The episode was so fucking good. So George, give us some highlights from the episode and why you're gonna post it up and make it the front page of everything we do. That's gonna be our.
I don't know if we have any legal means to be able to post that episode.
Hey, how much money you got in your pocket? Empty your pockets.
I don't need FBI knocking on my window. So we heard you said some shit. It's like, oh damn it.
Pedro.
Listen, I'll take you to his apartment.
I know where he lives.
Yes, Pedro's not here with it. He's sick. He tried to come. We banned him.
Yeah. He's not allowed anywhere near us.
Say we don't want to get sick. Sorry, Pedro. You ain't allowed.
See, I was already sick for like 2 weeks. Having a kid, like, it feels like the sickness doesn't go away.
Yeah, oh, no, it doesn't. I've seen people who have kids. They do not.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't want to do this again. Please.
They are never not sick.
Yeah. Oh, it's my new podcast, Never Not Sick. Check us out.
Check us out. That'll be every Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
You deal on a daily basis of Jose trying to deal with not getting sick. As his kid gets into a bunch of germs he shouldn't be getting into. Say, no, don't touch that.
No, don't throw up on me. Ah!
God damn it. All right. So.
No.
Been a couple weeks. Yeah, no? Okay. Well, that's the end of our show.
Watching, playing.
Watching. I've been playing the same shit.
Can I guess for you? You've been playing a bunch of games. By a bunch of games, I mean Dragon Ball Z. Wait, is it Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Or is it
I believe it's Dragon Ball Z
Kakarot. Okay. Kakaroto. Yeah. You beat the game finally, or what?
No, I'm in the Android saga now. Well, the beginning of
How fucking long is this game?
Well, I do a lot of wandering in the game because
No,
I'm trying to do a lot of those fucking. But put it this way, I'm in the beginning stages of the Android saga, and I'm about 32, 33 hours into the game.
That's not even the long. Wait, because the Android and Cell saga are the same, right? Or
yes, it's in the game it's considered just one long saga. But I'm like, I haven't even fought Dr. Jero fucking and the other dude.
and 16?
I think it's not 16. 16 is the
20, the chubby one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're about to show up. I did do the driving mission though, getting your license.
So that was after.
There was actually a main mission, which I found hilarious.
Did they do this exact same thing as the show? Like they Piccolo
it's Piccolo.
Vegeta, right? Was Vegeta in it?
No, it wasn't. It was just Goku.
Goku and Piccolo, right?
Because Chi-Chi wants Goku to get his license. Piccolo just happens to be there. So, Goku, like, always throwing people under the bus, too. Well, he doesn't have his license either. He's like, why am I thrown into this?
She got so angry. But, why do they need to drive?
Because their neighbor, which I don't even know what they have a neighbor, because even in the game, you see that it's just their place. Nobody fucking around.
I know. I play Legacy of Goku. It's a fucking forest.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody.
She's jealous that their neighbor has a car and he takes his wife out driving. So
I'm like, Chi-Chi, let's get on my back. Let's fucking go. Like,
Nimbus!
I know, get the cloud. Get Chi-Chi on the cloud and, just fucking fly there. Yeah. Come on. Anyways, yeah, they needed material for filler episodes.
Yeah, but it'd be for just a fun, like, little side driving mission.
You actually get to drive, like, on a track?
Yeah, so you get driving on a track. It literally... And they made the cars actually mean something. So if you're searching for, like, certain minerals, because now after the mission you can...
You have a car now?
You can build a car. Yeah, you can go to Boma and build a car.
You gonna sell me in this game?
It has so much wacky, like, Japanese shit that they throw in there.
I'm all for it.
But it's fun. Because you already know the story, so it's not like, oh, I don't know if the story's going to hook me. You already know where the story's going.
Yeah,
so
you know exactly what it is. They didn't change much.
They changed little things here and there, but... Like I forgot. That was one thing they actually changed, but I completely forgot. They added more of like the Bome of Vegeta.
Romance?
Yeah, not so much romance, but you see them more interacting more, where it's not just in the show where they're like,
oh, we're together now.
Yeah, they're together. They got a kid.
You're like, what? Yeah, because I remember. I don't know how it happened. Because when you saw DBZ, I mean, because DBZ completed in the 90s, right? Like
Yes.
completely. Like,
Yeah.
So were you watching it as it was happening, or was it already done?
Up to the Android saga, I watched as it was happening. The Boo saga is the one I was like in and out of. Like I watched episodes here and there, but I wasn't really into it because I was older. I was doing other shit.
Yeah.
You know,
so because I watched it, by the time I watched DBZ, it was already done. I watched it like on Cartoon Network and shit like that. That's why like the English dub to me in my mind is like the official shit. But I remember, like, so what would happen is between seasons, even on Toonami, they would cut it off. Like, I don't know if it was like weeks at a time. They would do a bunch of reruns, and then like they played it off like if it was still like if it was happening. They like, oh, the brand new season of DBZ or whatever, right? That's how they did it. And I remember that.
You know, all it was is like we haven't finished recording the lines yet.
Yeah,
so we're gonna
maybe. Yeah.
keep you.
So wait, was Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network started off very. Actually, they weren't the original ones that had DBZ.
Who had it?
It was it wasn't CW at the time. It was WB actually. It was a Saturday morning WB show.
And when did it start? Do you remember? Because I remember when I started watching.
As far as the English dub, I want to say it was like mid '90s that it started with the very heavily edited. Because I was watching like stupid stuff that they edited out at that time, like the initial fight with Raditz or whatever. Yeah, how he kills the farmer in reality, but they added like a little word and it made him twitch a little, so make him seem that he was still alive. Saying like, "Oh, that's smarts." When it's like, no, he killed him. It's like
he's twitching. Like, no.
Yeah, they just made the cell like move a little bit. Whatever. That or the infamous one that everybody knows is the Home for Infinite Losers. Hell. They edited it out so it doesn't say hell. It said Home for Infinite Losers.
By the time I watched it, I knew it was hell. But
yeah, they ended up switching because so many fans of the original show when it started, and they're like, "The fuck are you guys doing? You guys are fucking up the show."
Yeah, it was weird. I had a weird experience with that show because when I started watching it, it was already going. I think the Cell Saga wasn't out yet. I think it was still during like the
because it was
Namek or something. It was like '98.
Because when I went to Toonami is when they started doing like the unedited.
Yeah, that's when I started watching Toonami, and I still remember it. I was living in New York still, and my cousin, which you know, Franny, he calls me up. We were like fucking 8 years old. He calls me because he knew I was already into Japanese anime and shit like that. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand at the time it was Japanese. I just like the aesthetic and that stuff. And he told me he's like, yo, put it on this channel. You need to watch this shit. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, you gotta fucking love this stuff. Since that day, I watched that episode. I was like, yep, this is it. And he doesn't remember. It was him that got me into it. I'm like, dude, it was you.
One thing I can give the game credit for is now it got me to go back and finish where I didn't finish off before. Like I said, I finished the Android Saga, but I just like kind of stopped and I was like, you know what? I've never actually fully watched the whole Majin Buu saga from the time Gohan grows up, whatever. I was like, to me.
Oh, you never seen it?
Like I said, I saw like clips and episodes here and there, but I never like actually sat there and watched it. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I got Funimation. I was like, let me go back and fucking watch it.
You like it?
So far, so good. They're just starting to get into it.
Well. Because I remember it starts off with Saiyaman, right? So like
it's a little corny in the beginning. Yeah. So
because I remember it starts off with Saiyaman. It's a lot of Videl and like Gohan.
So there's a lot of Videl Gohan. Then you finally get to the World Tournament. That's when stuff starts picking up a little bit.
Yeah, because I remember that was the whole thing. I remember as a kid too. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, where's nobody transforming? Goku's dead, right? Because Goten.
Yeah, Goku's dead. He just.
What's come back?
Where I'm at is they've. Is it Bibbidi or
does
Bobbidi?
He come back?
For a day. He's able to come back for a day because of
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck was that?
So you know what happens in the thing, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's been out for years.
Okay, so I think now you're bringing it back. I think he's dead the entire time.
Yes, he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, okay.
Because he told them not to revive him.
That was the okay. I don't know if it's DBZ I'm remembering. That's the scene. I remember Goten crying because Goten never met his dad. That's the point. Like Goten never met his dad. So like
he hides behind Chi-Chi at first. And
and at the end, I think when Goku has to go back or whatever, like you see Goten like I remember that should be mad sad. Like oh shit, this fucking this is hitting.
That day, your father's a deadbeat. He left you because he wants to fight strong guys in fucking heaven. That's literally the reason why he's
pretty
still
much.
dead.
I mean, if you delve into the DBZ lore.
Oh, I was watching some website had. It was like 10 reasons why Goku's a terrible father. And most of them are during the Cell Saga.
I mean, think about it. Do you think he pressured Gohan into being a fighter? Or was it like it's like, you're strong as fuck, like he to train, and we're about to die, all of us.
I get it, especially like with the Japanese way of thinking is he was just trying to bring he knew what was in his son. When you this is one of those that doesn't translate well when you put it into like English terms, and you're just looking at it like, man, he just pushed his son in front of some fucking murderous dude. It's like, go kill him, go handle him.
But I think at the same time though, like I don't think they had a choice. Like he knew Gohan needed to like Super Saiyan it up, dude, we need every fucking body, and I could sense, and Goku could sense his power levels. Like, oh shit, this dude's way stronger than me.
Which just pisses me off that, like, especially now watching more, like, he's about to fight, I forget what's the devil guy, his name?
Dabura?
Dabura, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Gohan's about to fight him, and I'm just like, oh, this is where they really, like, bitchify Gohan, like, throughout this series now, where it's like, they spent so much time previously, like, building him up. You're like, oh, he's going to take over the show, it's going to be Gohan.
He was the strongest Saiyan.
Yeah.
He was literally the strongest fucking Saiyan.
Even Vegeta says it at one point in the game too, clearly, where he's like, "Oh, maybe if the mix of human and Saiyan blood makes them stronger, that's why they can reach Super Saiyan quicker." But it's like, then they're just like, "Well, he hasn't been training, so therefore he is weak."
Yeah. I'm remembering being kind of like let down by that. Be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" It's like a bunch of episodes before like Boo fucking actually starts showing up because.
Yeah, they're doing the whole teasing thing where it's like, oh, his meter is halfway from just Gohan's power alone. Well, we're gonna get the rest now.
Spoilers. I don't think Gohan ever. No. I don't think in that season Gohan never goes back to like.
I think he has a
Cell Saga Gohan.
I think he has a moment when he becomes like the ultimate Gohan, when he doesn't have to go Super Saiyan anymore. He unlocks his ultimate potential, which they kind of reverted that. They reverted it and then they brought it back.
He goes Super Saiyan 2. He does go Super Saiyan 2. Like, I remember that. Because in Cell Saga, that's the first time. No, in Cell Saga, he was the first one to go Super Saiyan 2, right?
Well, the first one to, like, find the balance in it. Everybody else would go, but be over in, like, one ability and not another. Like, Trunks was too strong, but he had no speed. So that's why he would get
him. And Vegeta got, like, fucking Hulkified.
Because they think power-wise, they don't think overall. Balance, so they just focused on getting their power up.
Dude, talk about one of the most satisfying moments ever in anything was when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2. And he just like is toying with Cell. You're like, fuck. After that entire season, Cell says this fucking threat that's just killing anything,
destroying everybody,
everything, and then Gohan is like, it's like it finally feels like it's like, you know, the way I always make it up to be like it's kind of fucked up. But it's like, imagine like being in a store that's being robbed by dudes with a gun, right, shooting people, and then out of nowhere you happen to get the gun back. And like they're like, you know what I mean, like you managed to get the gun from them. I remember as a kid feeling that way, like that feeling of being like, oh motherfucker.
The one in the game that you feel a lot like you know from the show, but you didn't think it was like, oh, it's a game, it's just reliving the show. Was just that Frieza saga where like you build up the anger towards him towards everything.
He sucks.
But like when he starts like killing off like Krillin and Dende and all these guys, it's just.
Do the Ginyu play a big deal in that Frieza?
You fight them. I believe you fight the group like once, no, twice. You fight them once as Gohan and Krillin and Vegeta, where you fight Raccoon, and you kind of get your, like, you win the fight in the game.
But then the cutscene's like, oh no, you lost. I fucking hate that shit.
Well, the cutscene, it cuts off like after you hit him with like a big attack, and he's still just like standing there. But
do you play as Ginyu? Because when he swaps body?
No, you play. Who did you play as? I think you played as Gohan and stuff.
Because it was.
Or was
fighting Goku?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does that, and then Goku's just standing out on the side, hurt, trying to figure out a way to get his body back.
Because at the end of it, he makes Ginyu turn into a frog, right? He throws the frog.
Yeah, that happens after you beat him in the battle. Then you see like the frog getting tossed up, and it's a fun game, especially if you like DBZ and we're into it all. It brings out all that nostalgia.
So when do you think you'll finish it? Next year, maybe?
At the rate I'm going, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it fairly soon. I mean, this thing has made me ignore fucking Jedi Fallen Order. Like, I haven't, like, it's there to play, and I'm like, oh, I really got to get back to playing it. Even The Witcher, maybe ignore fucking finishing The Witcher at the end.
Bad. Bad. How far did you get in Jedi Fallen Order? Have you started it?
Yeah, I'm still, like, very fucking beginning, yeah.
Did you finish the tutorial, that beginning area?
Yeah, I finished the tutorial. I was, like, in the next planet over, and
okay.
I was just stuck at one thing, and then this game came out, and it's been like, oh, I got to go back. It wasn't that I was stuck, it's that I finally passed the part I was stuck at, but I didn't get to the next save point, and I died before it, so then it started me back up there, and I'm just like...
Yeah, it's a Souls-like game style, so it's like... Sometimes you'll be like very low health. Like, I need to fucking get a new save point. And it's like,
where is it? Where the fuck is it?
And these are a group of guys over there, like, I'm gonna have to go through these guys' house.
Can I just run back? Can I just run back?
And you can't. You're like, fuck this game. Yeah, I stopped playing it completely. Like, not because it was bad. I just stopped playing it because I don't know. Even Death Stranding. Like, I thought it's one of the weirdest things because Death Stranding. Have you played Death Stranding? Do you have it?
No.
Dude, that game...
I knew I wasn't going to buy that
game.
Dude,
that game... Out of any game, I'll tell you right now, and it sounds pretentious, like, the whole thing, everybody makes fun of Kojima because he's an auteur, right? Like, he's all... That game is a fucking work of art. Like, it's... You play that game, Death Stranding, and be like, yo, I never... Even though it looks third person and everything, there's a lot of things of it from other games, but, like, you never played a game like that. That makes you feel that way. The idea of traversing a landscape being the game. And you're like, that sounds dumb. No, that is the combat or whatever. It's navigating the environment. I had to go back and finish that game.
It just, like, I'm not denying anything you just said, but I just looked at the game and I was like, yeah, that's not something for me.
Because it's a lot of managing shit.
Yeah,
like, is a lot of
that, and I don't have the kind of time. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That game, that game does not care about your time. That's the thing too. That game gives zero fucking fucks. They have to do something later. Like, it's one of those games. Like, you either come join us in this world and do what the fuck we tell you to do, or no.
I have like 2 days off that I can maybe fit a little bit of gaming in. Then during the week, I can maybe fit a half hour to 45 minutes between getting out of work and eating and showering before I gotta go to school.
Yeah, can you play games under pressure? Like, if you know you have something to do, like let's.
I've made sure to know I play games where I know I can just like take it off right there. Like, like it's like I don't have to get somewhere like with Dragon Ball, because especially with the continue where you were thing that the PlayStation and Xbox both have, we just shut it down in the middle. I was like, I'll continue from there.
My Xbox is fucking acting up with that shit now, because the PlayStation before, it would... The thing the PS4 does is that it just takes fucking forever. It does the whole, like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's got to actually load it up.
Yeah, suspend it and all that shit. And Xbox usually you just get out and it saves. But I'm noticing it takes, like, it hasn't been keeping up its end of the bargain. It's like, I'll be like, oh, let me go back to the game. Like, even, like, 2 hours later, and it's not even there anymore. Like, it quits it out. Fucking bullshit. But I've been playing, speaking of Japanese stuff,
Races.
Persona 5. So I had that game for a while. I just had it. I got it in the sale.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet because I'm not going to get into it before I finish something else.
Dude, I think that game is fucking awesome. Yeah. It's really fucking good. Same thing though. Like,
time managing.
It's different. Like, it's a legit, like...
Well, it was just on sale, and because obviously the newer version's coming out.
Yeah.
So I saw it on sale, and I was like, I've always been curious to try it. It's cheap enough where I don't feel like, oh, I wasted money.
Yeah. So we got like $10, $12,
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I was like, I'll buy it if I get to play it or whatever, because I have another vacation coming up in like a week or so.
Yeah. So. I'll tell you what. I recommend it. I definitely recommend it.
I've always been curious about them because every time one came out, I always heard about it, but I was like, oh, I don't really got time for RPGs.
It's weird because it's an RPG, right? Like, but it does things very different. You haven't played no Persona games before, right? Any of them? Okay. No. So, like, it's one of those games that, like the whole fantastical turn-based battle shit is part of the game. It's not the game like JRPGs are. Most of the game, you're like managing your schedule, like going to school, choosing what you're gonna do,
relationships and all that shit.
Yeah, like,
and I hear the relationships are very important as to like powers or whatever.
Yeah, because everything is tied back with each other. Like, for example, like, and it's also like very realistic in the way the way it portrays the world, because it's actually based in Tokyo, right? Like in Shibuya and all that stuff. Like, so, like, you go to burger joints to like get food, but that food could become something you take with you when you go to the other world for health, for HP. So like, but everything you do takes time. Like, that's the thing you have to understand. Like, the thing that's kind of like, it's like so many things I want to do. I want to go here, get some food to like get some stats here. I want to go study, read a book. And if I read a book, my knowledge goes up. But you can only choose one of those things because by nighttime you have to go to sleep and everything. It's so fucking weird. It's so freaking weird, but awesome at the same time. Like, let me give you an example. Like the way it is, like also the battling system is pretty cool. Like it's turn based, but you got to see the enemies, but you could like you could see them and you could like hit it, like ambush them or whatever. Like the whole premise, like you're phantom thieves or whatever, and because it's two worlds, there's the real world and the other world, and that's how Persona's been. Like it's kind of like they always have the same like not mechanics, but like the same premise kind of and like motif that you go to a different world a certain part of the time. You're managing your schedule. Because like you can have two characters, right? And you're like, oh, this character's cool and this character's cool. They both want to hang out with them. I want to get both of their links up with me higher, because the higher they go, I get benefits from it. But then you can only pick one, because it's the thing. Like it's only so much time you have. Like if you, like, for example, you could take your time. Like for example, like the whole thing is conquering palaces, and the palaces are like the first one. First, he's giving an example. Like the palaces are in the different world, are a manifestation of the person's heart. They're trying to change their heart, but it's very realistic. What I mean is, it handles like Japanese culture. It really talks about Japanese culture in a realistic way. Like I'm talking like it's hard. Like when you think about it, you see it like, oh no, wait, no. Like the main guy, the first palace is a volleyball teacher in your high school. That he's like frisking girls and stuff. And he's like abusing the dudes, like his players, like hitting them and stuff. He's a weird ass fucking dude. Yeah. And he's like a volleyball teacher, all-star volleyball teacher. So he got the school like medals. He made the school popular, so everybody turns a blind eye to him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's very fucking serious. You're like, oh shit, we're not expecting that. You're like, wait a minute, this ain't no playing games. This is actual real shit. Yeah. And like politicians doing weird shit behind. Like I'm talking like weird, like real stuff. Like you could like see a parallel, like actual real life. It just happens to be. You just happen to conquer their heart in their fucking. Like for example, like the gym teacher, right? The school to him is like his castle. He could do what the fuck he wants. He has so much strength. They're like so much power over everybody. So when you go to his heart, when you go to the other world, it's like an app. They have an app, and they hit the app, and this one is an app. But the one before that, and Persona 4 was like a TV. When it was raining, they go through the TV. Persona 3 is a gun. They shoot themselves in the head, and like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no way. They conjure the persona by shooting themselves in the head. So the palace, for example, is a castle, because this dude's palace, the main guy, the first palace you're gonna conquer, is a castle, because he sees himself as the king in the castle of the high school. To him, he's the king. So there, his manifestation of him is him like wearing a crown. The one of the girls that he's like trying to get with, a student, she's like in the bikini. She's like a slave. All the students that from his team are like slaves. They're not. That's not the real version. That's in his mind what he is. Yeah. Like he has like when you go and fuck with him in the castle, you infiltrate the castle, because you could do the castle in sections. So you could go like, let me go this far. It's like, oh man, this next section is kind of hard. You could get back out of it and go back to the real world and kind of like go through your daily routines and go to work to get money to buy guns. Like because this how it works. So you go to a back alley store and buy to an airsoft ball, like airsoft guns. They're fake. Yeah. But when you go to the fake world, when because the shadows are part of like the dude's like subconscious or whatever. If it looks real to them, it's real. So the guns are fake, but to them,
they're real.
Yeah, so like anything that is a place with illusions in that way. Like anything that you see, they see there, and if you can make it look real, it's real to them.
It's Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yeah,
the Dream Warriors.
You imagine? It's kind of like
Well, that's pretty much what it is. The dream world, whatever they dream themselves to be.
It's not dream world. It's like the heart world. I don't know.
I'm just saying it's similar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because like they go talk to the evil version of him. Well, he's evil in general. Evil version of him in the fake world, but he hasn't seen. When you go back to real life in the high school, it's not like he doesn't remember that because you're going inside his heart. So the whole point is that at the end you get the treasure. You sneak through the castle, and a bunch of fucking levels, and you get the treasure. And when you get the treasure, steal his treasure, you take away all his desires, and he has a change of heart. That's the whole point, right? Like that's like the first, dude. This is the first palace, like the quote unquote tutorial. It's like 10 hours.
I'm tired already.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird but that game is fucking so cool. I've been playing a lot of that. Because the thing is, I've been trying to finish Doom. You play Doom? Do you have it? God, that game is fucking good. Do you like shooting and running around real quick?
I've stayed away from shooters for a long time.
No, but this game is.
I mean, I've recently re-downloaded Battlefront 2 just because I've heard of the updates.
Oh yeah, it's way better now. Yeah, I played it. It's way freaking better now.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't played any like shooters.
If that game comes on sale, like if it's like $10.
Listen, you already got me to buy fucking Division 2, all right?
Oh, you bought it for $3?
Well, I know when I went to the store because then it shows the other versions. You get the one with everything fucking for $15.
Oh, with the season pass and all that?
Like the $100 one was $15. So I was like, and I had like $14 in money already in my account. So I was like, oh, so I literally only have to pay like $2.
Get it? It's like, it's the greatest game I'm ever gonna play. Let's go.
Pretty much.
Oh, I'm the same. I've been trying to like not buy anything new recently.
Yeah.
I just been trying to like just. I'm like, next gen is coming out this year. I'm just trying to like. The thousands of dollars I spent. Let me try to go back and try to finish some of these games. God damn it, like Doom and all these games.
Well, there's some games that I didn't finish just for when my PS4 had its little glitch before that I lost a lot of saves over it.
Good times. I think
like Horizon, I was so close to the end of that, but then the thought of having to restart it all over again, I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
I want PlayStation to do the same thing Xbox does or Steam or whatever. It just every save is just cloud save automatically. You don't have to deal with it. Like,
I mean, it does that if you have
PS Plus, but
PS Plus, and it has to be your console has to be your primary console. But because my brother-in-law has a PS4,
yeah, me too.
The only way to share the console is for them to do that, so you have to do it manually. And I forget.
Yes, same thing with me. I have the same thing. I don't have Plus, but every single time, like I remember when I got my Pro, I had to I had to get PS Plus to upload all my saves, because I almost fucking wiped my PlayStation. I'm like, oh shit, carry all my saves over, because I'm like, oh, there's no fucking way. If I spent, I'll tell you this much, if I spent more than maybe 5 to 10 hours in a game and the file gets lost, I'm never playing that game ever again. I ain't got that time. I ain't got that kind of time.
With me, is if I spend a considerable amount of time, like Horizon, where I was very close to about the back end of that game.
I would just watch the ending at this point.
I probably will.
Just because I think the story in that game fucking kicks ass.
I mean, because I finished the main Spider-Man story, but I didn't finish the DLC ones, which I don't count that as like a big thing. So it was like I could live with that.
Have you started the DLC at all?
I did. I think I was in I think I finished the second one, and that's where like it had the error between the second and third.
Because they make it seem like the DLC is a lot more important, like the story, like to the overall arc, but it's not. Like it's. But at the end of it, it's like a fun side thing.
Yeah, it's just DLC.
Yeah, it is, that's what it is. Whereas Horizon, it feels like the DLC Horizon actually like adds more to the
actual story.
Yeah, like
you know when they inevitably announced the sequel for PS5, which everybody's waiting for that bomb to drop because they're like, guy who was the head of Gorilla is now the head of the PlayStation, so
he's gonna promote that shit like crazy.
Yeah, so he's like, that shit's gonna drop soon. Not drop it. It's gonna be announced at least soon.
What do we? I don't know at this point with Sony. I don't know if they're gonna like. They're skipping. I know because of the coronavirus, they're skipping all the events. But like,
yeah, as soon as that shit was like getting out in the area, they're like, yeah, we ain't going. We're not fucking dying. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but besides that, like that's shitty. We understand the reasons, but like they're not going to E3.
Yeah.
They released that website, the PS5 website. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It was just saying like, oh,
coming soon.
Coming soon. Like, oh, we're not quite ready to reveal the PlayStation yet. So that tells me everybody was expecting an event this month. That's not. If they're clearly saying like we're not ready yet, that tells me that we're not going to see anything PS5 related in a while.
Because they're playing them and Xbox at this point now. As far as like any other information, I feel like they're playing chicken right now. Where it's
they
like,
are. It's annoying.
It's like you go, no, you go. We already showed our system. Yo, move, bro.
Dude, we're about to have next-gen consoles in the next 6 months.
Yeah, we don't know.
No, not 6 months. Like the next 10 months, maybe.
10 months, yeah. About that.
No, less like 8 months, because like November, right? Yeah. We still have no fucking idea what is happening.
I mean, we at least know what the Xbox kind of looks like.
Yeah, but we do, games-wise, we know Halo's coming up, but we haven't seen, like, we don't know what Halo looks like. We've seen some, like...
here and there, there's stuff announced for... There's third-party stuff that's being announced for them, but...
Yeah, but like...
there's no, like, real first-party for either...
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than Halo, but Halo's also been announced for both Xbox One.
Yeah, it's for everything, but you still, like, even Halo, like, even though I know it's coming out for, like, Xbox One, I want to see that fucker thing running on a next-gen console. I want to see what it looks like.
Then you hear about the scarcity and the...
Yeah, they hear all this shit.
The supply equipment, which might drive the prices up for both systems.
Yeah.
Because they tried... At first, it was like, you know, some websites have their certain favoritisms, so they were trying to frame it as a PlayStation, but then you read more into it, I was like, no, this affects both systems. It's like the scarcity of chips and how they're getting them, and...
Yeah, the thing is that the only thing about that, the whole thing with the PlayStation, supposedly one of the main components that's cost them a lot more money is the cooler, cooling system. Is it's a lot more expensive than we're expecting.
Because they don't want their systems to sound like jet aircrafts anymore.
Yeah, they don't. But the Xbox Series X, you notice how they built it. It was all about cooling. Yeah. So I wonder if they found a way around this. Like, okay,
because they were probably having the same problem.
It's like, okay, we need to make it bigger then and stack it up, because that's the only way to cool it at a reasonable. Like, we don't have to spend a bunch of money on a. Yeah. So if Sony's spending more money on cooling, that tells me that their console is going to be way more, like, compact. You know what I mean? Like,
the rumors are those leaked things aren't too far off of what the system is actually going to look.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot closer to a PS4, where you see as a PS4 as far as like form factor. They're not going to go tower like a Xbox. So I wonder if Xbox got around that issue of the cooling system by building it bigger and with a massive vent on top.
But then again, Xbox is supposedly dropping two different systems, so you don't know what information they're giving you. If they're giving you the information on the cheap one and they're not giving you any information on the more expensive system, it's like...
At this point, we know these consoles are going to be $500.
Well, like right now, the rumor is that there's probably, with the two Xboxes, there might be if this issue affects
both
everybody, there might be like a $200 difference between the two Xbox systems. Like, they might drop the cheap one for like $400, but then another one would be like $600. And then PlayStation will probably fall in the middle with $5. So
I'll tell you what, if Xbox does that, that is exactly how you fuck up. Like that, like that Xbox Series X needs to be $500. It cannot get anywhere near. Like, I think $500 is a price we could tolerate now, right? Like, and then the other one is that $400 or $350 or whatever. Like, that's the only way.
I mean, I know the only rumors we keep hearing is that Sony wants to be around like $450 range, but they might be forced to go up to the $500
because it costs them like $470, I think. Just right now.
It's $470. Just that's not boxing. That's not shipping or anything.
Just to build the thing.
Just building the system. So they while they want to drop, because they know the mistake they made with PS3. They don't want to repeat that, but they might be forced to go a little higher than they want to.
Do you think they'll eat it? Do you think, to be competitive, do you think they'll drop it at $400?
If they're confident enough that they feel they're going to make the money back, because, you know, they have those people crunching numbers or whatever. It'll take so many of these systems sold or whatever. It's
a different like gaming is different now than it was like even back in 2013. Like they have a lot more different avenues to get money. Like for example, Xbox has Game Pass. They could subsidize the price that they're losing from the.
And Xbox is basically going more towards that Game Pass side than they are.
But PlayStation could do the same thing because PlayStation now makes like it's like how much percentage now? It's like 60% digital sales now.
Probably not.
So they get more of a cut. So they're able to maybe take a hit now, way more than they were in 2013. So like, and PS Plus is huge for them, right? They make a ton of money on PS Plus.
You know, when you make something mandatory to do certain things, it's like
So, but maybe they're able. Maybe there's a lot more PS Plus people. Digital is way bigger now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with they'll make PS Now fucking awesome. You got to figure.
They're slowly improving it, but they're still.
It's just not. It's not quite there yet. I have PS Now, and it's cool.
Yeah.
But when you see what Xbox Game Pass has, you're like, oh, come on, like it's not there yet.
No, because they actually just let you download the game or whatever.
But PS Now does too.
Some
like
games,
the PS, and I think any PS4 game you could download. Anything that could download on the PS4.
Yeah,
anything that's already available on the store you could download. I think it's already you could download.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's like the games are in it. That's the disconnect.
No, I know. I try to help. They even just recently sent me a thing. They're like, you can get another 7-day trial.
Yeah, they're fucking desperate. I don't think they're desperate. I think they have enough stuff. And the $10.
They're just trying to get more people subscribing.
But I think games is what makes the difference. Because look what Game Pass, dude. Game Pass, Devil May Cry 5. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Doom was on there.
Yeah, newer games.
Yeah, and it's all these games. They're like, I don't know if I don't have time for this. Like, it finds new life in Game Pass.
I think Sony might put more life in there just because
I think they will.
Especially with the little shot that they took, Xbox took at them when they were like, oh no, our competition's like Google, Amazon.
see that shit. Like I don't believe it for a fucking second. The Xbox is competing. They know, but because I think they were talking when Phil Spencer was talking more about
the streaming
side of thing in the future. That's not happening now. It's and people are like, oh, why they pay attention to them? It's like, listen. You kind of have to, and there's a reason that Sony went to Microsoft for their Azure servers.
Yeah.
It's like, because what happened to Blockbuster when Netflix was coming up? No, they don't want to worry about those guys. And look what happened. Like, it's not about like, oh, PlayStation and Sony, and Nintendo are competition. It's in that aspect. Because you can't say, oh yeah, we're not competing in this race while you're building the fast-ass car that you're saying like, oh, we're not competing in this race, but our car we're trying to build is the fastest. What the fuck do you mean?
It's all the way these guys all word shit.
I know, and you can't take fucking executives' word like so exact. Like you can't. Like Nintendo legit said a few years ago, oh yeah, our competition is not consoles, it's PC. That's what we see it. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're competing. Like, come on.
Listen, Nintendo, your competition are toy stores.
Straight up. Next gen. Like, it's funny because when we started, when we rebooted the series. Or the podcast, we were talking about next gen stuff, and I remember the first episode, I think, or the second episode, we were talking about like it's imminent, like yo, this is about to. In the next few weeks, we're gonna fucking be talking about next gen. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, we're still waiting for it.
At this point, I'm like, wait a minute, how?
It's the waiting game. That's what we're playing now. Fucking for any information, any little crumbs.
Do you think they're gonna make us wait all the way to like May?
Probably.
At this point, I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna do it.
At the rate of just waiting for the other guy to freaking say something, yes, because they're just sitting there like. You go. No,
you go.
I don't want to go. You go.
Do you think Sony will eat it? Make it 400 just to.
If Xbox comes out with like a $400 system,
they'll eat it.
They'll eat it because they know they can't come. They may be able to get away with like $450, like $50 extra because of shit in there, but. If they go like 500 or more, then it's just like, yeah, you guys don't know. you get
Because if we're talking about which company is able to do it, eat the money. I see Microsoft being able to eat it.
Oh yeah.
Sony, on the other hand, it's not that they can, because people are gonna buy PlayStation regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless, because the PlayStation brand is just so fucking strong, and. Like people play PlayStation regardless of what the price is, regardless if it has no games at the beginning, because people it's like their childhood. PlayStation is.
I buy every PlayStation at launch.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like Xbox, I don't think has that. If it does, it's way smaller.
It does, but I've been burnt by buying Xbox at launch, so I wait on them now.
Yeah, but like, so that's the thing. Like, Xbox doesn't have that. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, that loyalty, I guess. Like
the brand loyalty.
The brand loyalty.
I mean, there are people.
There are.
Like,
yeah, there are, but like not to the same extent.
No.
That PlayStation has. So I think PlayStation at the end of the day will outsell Xbox in like whatever they do. I mean, unless they really, really fuck up, but like...
Or unless Microsoft steps it up with the games, which they might this generation.
But
with all the studios.
No, I think they will. But do you think... Let's say right now, let's say you buy every PlayStation first, right?
Yeah.
PS4, PS5 shows... They show some exclusive games. They show Horizon Zero Dawn 2. They show Spider-Man. But that's like, oh, that's next year and the year after. For launch, we have...
They never have a good launch.
I know. We have the Demon's Souls remake, whatever that's been rumored, right? And we have a bunch of third-party shit.
Games I don't play.
Yeah. But Xbox, like, yo, we have Halo, we have all this fucking shit going on. Will you be tempted to buy an Xbox day one? Or you be like, nah, I'll bet the PlayStation and I'll get Xbox.
Well, the fact that I'm not a Halo fan, I've tried it.
But let's say there's a few titles there that you're like, oh, wait, this lineup seems more interesting than the PlayStation.
The Hellblade 2, I was interested, but... That's a Microsoft exclusive, so...
But that's what I'm saying. What will it take for them to convince you to buy Xbox first rather than a PlayStation?
A lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like
they'd have to come up with, like... They have to come up with one of the greatest launch lineups I've ever fucking seen.
I think Xbox people eventually... Because I think Xbox is, like, they're the underdog, and I think people will hate on them regardless. Because you have, the fanboy wars.
Like, I've never, like... I know Pedro likes to make it seem like I'm a hater. I was like, I don't hate on them. I just say they don't have any games that I can't get on PlayStation that I want to play.
No, because they don't have anything. Really.
Exactly. So I'm like, yeah, they just say Forza. I'm not really a racing game fan.
And I think that's their best first party shit right now. Forza, and I love it. But they don't have.
And you've seen me play that. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, I don't know how. That game's arcade. Like, to me, that game is like, I don't like racing games, and that game, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, and it's still crazy to me that we have no idea. By this time, last generation, we already knew the PS4.
We at least kind of had an idea with the. Maybe they'll drop controller information on us again since they've already patented out the new controller.
The controller information was just be them just describing it. So like it looks like this. Imagine a PS4 controller.
From the looks of it, the patents, it's going to be a little bigger looking. I think a little closer to like what the Xbox controller looks like.
Yes, right? Which the PS4 controller is the best PlayStation controller in my opinion. Yeah. I like the way it's a little more bulkier.
But it still feels comfortable in your hand. Like
yes.
Yeah.
And because there was the dev kit shit got leaked, and they showed the new controller. It does look like the outline of an Xbox controller kind of.
Yeah.
With like the PlayStation buttons.
Yeah, and they have like the triggers and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey, to me that's a plus actually. Right now at this point I'm just waiting to see. Like, right now, I always love underdog story. I always like to see people with their demons because at the end of the day, if Xbox,
it's always fun when they're both competitive and they both have good games because
we win.
Yes, because I always say like about the Xbox is like make me want to play your system.
I know,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I was like the Game Pass had me interested. But there was a bunch of third-party titles on there where I'm like, I could play this over here.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's cheaper. I don't have to.
And you have to buy it, but I think at the end of the day, but like for example, for you have a PC, a gaming PC. You could just use that Game Pass through that, right?
Which
like
is probably what I'll do instead of buying a system. Once I actually get that thing.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to play Halo. You just have Game Pass. You'll have Halo. All the first-party shit is ready to go.
Until they decide to change that.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Not until they get a good head start.
Yeah. If they go to first place, all of a sudden the fucking consumers what? Yeah.
Well, because every company does it where they keep you hooked for a while. And I'm going to use the WWE Network as an example because there's a lot of rumors going on what they're going to be doing.
Does this sound good?
Now they're talking about Network having a tier pricing system.
Sweet.
And they're going to start giving away some of their pay-per-views to other streaming services now, which means you probably have to pay for it. probably have to pay for. I know this is for people who aren't subscribed to the network who just want to watch like certain pay-per-views. But the tiering system, I was like, are they gonna rip me off now by raising the price? Because I've been pretty good at $10 a month.
All these are gonna go up. Like they always get you in at first. Remember Netflix?
Oh, I know.
It was it $5 at first?
Well, I know people are like, especially since Disney Plus came out, was so low because people were expecting Disney Plus to come out like at $10, $10 to start. And when they dropped it, they're like $7. So you're like, huh? And then Netflix is like, oh, you guys just raised your price to like 16, huh?
But the thing, like, did Disney Plus make a dent into Netflix? I don't think they did.
I mean, they're the fastest rising streaming service right now. They've already have like half the Netflix numbers.
Yeah, but they didn't like stop as soon as people watch Mandalorian. And
they did at first because at the time Disney literally had nothing lined up, but apparently now they have
more stuff.
A ton of stuff like coming out.
Because the thing about Netflix is that
which I know people do that with Netflix all the time too. Whereas like,
it's a thing.
I watched what I wanted to watch. There's nothing else on here.
I'll subscribe. I think it's Netflix is just
they're buying too much shit.
There's too much. Like they're sending more money out than they're getting in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Netflix now is synonymous with watching TV now. I think more people, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the part, like, I think it'll be hard to rip people out of Netflix because, I mean, maybe if you have kids only to watch, like, Disney stuff. I prefer having both,
or you got a wife like yours that's a huge Disney fan. And
yes, so am I, dude. Like, we got sold when we were searching for Disney Channel original movies back in the day, and all the ones that we always wanted to see again, we just searched for them and they were there. You're like, what? Okay, yeah. Subscribe. Well, I guess we're sticking with this.
Well, I knew I was going to subscribe either way because I was like, what? You're going to have all the Marvel, all fucking everything else, plus the Marvel exclusives.
And the Mandalorian was fucking killer, so...
Yeah, that's already... Second season's already basically... It's probably done, actually, by this point. Okay, I know you have Giancarlo Esposito talking about Darksaber battles. He's like, oh, I got an epic Darksaber.
Spoilers.
Yeah. You're just like, what? I don't think you're supposed to be talking about this, bro.
Do you think he's gonna be like the main villain through the series or now?
Maybe I don't know because it didn't really do like it kind of had a main villain thing, but not really. So you never know unless they change. They might change it up for season 2 instead of doing like an episode by episode basis. So.
Do you prefer having like an overarching story or like the whole like everything is like every episode's different planning, different threat, different.
To me, if you make it work either way, because there's also ways you could do both, where you have the overarching story, but you still have like the singular story for that episode, but you have like a little thread that's running through. Like, well, don't forget this. You're getting chased in the background.
Because if you think about it, the Mandalorian is very like video game like in a way. It's like. You know what I mean? Like the way it's set up, like you're doing different stuff that's still contributing to the overarching.
Yeah, you're in a JRPG. You got to go over here to do this and do all this other side stuff.
Like it's like Metroid or Zelda. Like oh, this episode is like the water temple. At the end of it, it's a whole bunch of shit. You get the crystal, whatever that is saving up for the last thing.
You can go straight forward and just make it a movie, or you can make it a show and do all the side quests heading to that.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what they did. Like,
it's like, all right, we're gonna take the spin around.
Right now, since we're getting a lot of like video game inspired like shit, like licenses into shows, I think the Mandalorian proves that they can make a Metroid movie, a Metroid show.
You hear that Borderlands is getting made into. I don't know if it's a movie or a show. I don't remember reading what specific it was, but I know it was picked up by a production company.
Did you ever play Tales from the Borderlands?
No, I haven't played any Borderlands. I have not played anything Borderlands.
But so Tales from the Borderlands is the...
Is that Telltale one?
Yeah. That thing is fucking awesome. Like, hilarious. Like, I don't care about Borderlands. I legit don't care anything
about But to me, the whole thing about Borderlands is like that artistic way they do the game. So I'm like, unless you're doing an animated show, I don't see, because that's kind of like their big thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're very violent too. It's like very satirical and like violent, and you have to be in for that kind of comedy because it's comedic. Yeah. But man, Tales from the Borderlands, not knowing anything, not knowing much about like the lore, you play that game, you're like, man, this could make. If you ever get a chance, I recommend. That thing is fucking hilarious. I'm telling you, it's fucking hilarious, and the story is awesome. Like they did a fantastic job with that.
Yeah,
anyways,
that's always the main thing for anything. You get the story down, you'll get everything else to work. Don't worry about it.
yeah, like legit.
Games, movies, shows, anything. You get the story down for a show. Now you just got to find actors who can perform it properly. You know.
Speaking of adaptions, Sonic, gotta go fast.
Yes, I saw Sonic. Sorry, Pedro. I know he'll listen to this and curse me out. He's like, "You motherfucker! You went to the movies without me again."
I was waiting to see it with you.
He says that about every movie. Yes, I saw Sonic. It's
Don't you dare.
It's if I'm going to compare it to something, it's very comparable to Detective Pikachu of last year.
Which
I found it a little more enjoyable. Like I said, some of the comedy in Pikachu fell a little flat for me.
Okay, but you don't have the connection to Pokemon.
No, like you said, yeah.
But you still enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was a fine movie. It's just
Dude, because to me, watching Detective Pikachu was like watching like my dreams come true.
like I enjoyed everything without Ryan Reynolds speaking. It's like
that twist sucked at the end.
Yeah.
God, that twist sucked. I'm like, how the fuck are they make a sequel now? Like, what the...
I know, and they're like, they've been greenlit for a sequel. How? What are you gonna do?
I know, like, this fucking like that was a shitty fucking ending.
Yeah. But with this one, obviously I have slightly more nostalgia tinge for me with Sonic.
The sound effects, they're doing some of the sound effects.
Oh, they use some of the music too. Like you hear more. You hear that like really towards the end of the movie. You hear like
that tugs to the heartstrings.
And they do like a really like slow like version of it, but and like there's just a funny like Easter eggs too of like the town that they're at is Green Hills, you know. Of
course.
But he comes from his he comes from his planet or whatever, or other world. They say it's like a planet. His minor spoilers. They explain this in the 5 minutes in the movie.
They have hedgehogs.
And it's like, so his rings are basically like portals to different worlds. But he has to
technically the game they had the big rings. They go through them and they go.
Yeah, they just use that as a portal for him, a reason for him to come to Earth and whatever. And he was being chased by a tribe on his planet, a very familiar looking tribe if you know the games. And
what kind of tribe?
They look like they have dreadlocks, so I'm just gonna throw them out there.
Fucking echidnas? Knuckles?
Yes, pretty much.
Wait, Knuckles?
Yeah.
You see Knuckles?
You don't see Knuckles himself, but you see his tribe. Yes,
okay.
You see his tribe. That's like 5 minutes in the movie. He's explaining like where he's from, because it does one of those where they start at the end of the movie. He's like, oh wait, am I going too fast for you? Maybe I need to start back at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that classic.
Yeah.
He's arrested. So what happened? I'm gonna tell you right now.
But
Persona the same thing.
But yeah, there's some that they introduce a new character that I won't spoil or whatever, but that they explain to him about the rings, and he uses that to come to Earth, and then it's like cuts to 10 years later of him being on Earth. So he's basically still like a teenager. I believe he's supposed to be like 15, 16-year-old. Like,
wait, so he comes to Earth like when he's like 5?
Yeah, but he's already like super fast. Because the reason is he's supposed to be hiding his speed and power on his planet. But Sonic, he doesn't listen to anybody, so he's running across his island. Like, and he's like, the best part of this island that they have loop-de-loops. So it's basically, his island looks like the first mission. The first level of his fucking the game. So it's like, you see the loops or whatever, and he's running around it all. And he comes to Earth. That's when he introduce you to all the...
James Marsden being James Marsden.
Yeah,
his iconic stereotype.
His iconic of like, I need a paycheck, so I'm gonna take this movie. But he's actually pretty funny in this movie. Sonic refers to him as Donut Lord once again. I'll let the movie explain as to why he's called that, because he's a cop and all that shit. But obviously, the big thing that people want to know is. Yes, Jim Carrey is the scene stealer in this movie.
Is he?
He is
Jim Carrey.
He is
Ace Ventura.
He's an evil Ace Ventura. That's what basically his character in this movie. He's an evil Ace Ventura.
So Jim Carrey's back, baby. Is what you're saying?
Pretty much. It is very old school Jim Carrey humor. Like if you, the
very
thing is
body.
that it's like the thing with it is, especially like with today's like people is like. If you don't like that sense of humor today, you're not gonna like it. I like it because I grew up with him doing the stupid shit like that.
And I think it's for kids. I think
it is. It is a straight up kids movie. with those enjoyable things if you're adult with the nostalgia
Yeah, you
of
go
like
over-
I played.
How much do they hammer on like the game lore and shit? Like you said at the beginning, they have Green Hill Zone, the rings,
But they don't really hammer.
no Chaos Emeralds, none of that.
No, they don't talk about any of that. I think they were leaving a lot of that to like.
Wait, cause Chaos Emeralds was in Sonic 2, right? It was Sonic 1.
It might have been 2. Yeah, I don't recall.
They think they're going because I think Sonic 2 was also like
Oh, they
Knuckles, yeah, kidnapped right at the beginning. We see that we play the game and they
No,
keep,
that's
one?
that's Sonic and Knuckles. That's like the third. Is that the third? No, I think that's the fourth game.
no, because Sonic and Knuckles. Wait, no, I think
Guess because Sonic 2, Sonic 1, 2, 3.
he shows up, but you don't play as him.
Probably.
In 2, I think he hits you because he
I,
says.
don't know, I can never pass like the second mission in any of those
Same
fucking
thing.
games.
It's the third mission. Because I remember at the beginning, you're like supersonic, and you're flying across the level, and
Yeah.
then like the opening cinematic, and then Knuckle comes and hits you, and like takes the emeralds and leaves. He's like the evil guy, I think, in the second game. So maybe they might be following that kind of like.
Maybe because, like I said, they started off with like his tribe chasing, so they give the hint. They also give you another Easter, like a mid-credit Easter egg. You don't have to stay throughout the entire credit. But it's a fun Easter egg. But it seems to be going by the games, like as far as introducing characters. So
Okay.
and that should give you a hint as to what the mid-credit is. But it does have like fun game references too. Like as like there's one point where he's in the truck and James Marsden's trying to get one of those like robot drones, and he's like, "What are you doing? Just curl up in a ball and go after him." Yeah, and the whole explaining why he's taking a road trip instead of running across. Movie logic.
You gotta accept it.
Yeah, it's movie logic.
Do they does he eat chili dogs?
Yes, I won't play this.
Okay. So you gotta make sure that the canon is correct.
He makes one reference to it. Where,
Chili dogs. Does it say gotta go fast?
I'm not sure. Did he say that? I think he might have said it.
Cause I'm trying to see how much of the TV show also got in there.
I don't know.
I used to love. Did you watch the TV show back in the day in the 90s? I used to love that fucking cartoon.
I think I caught an episode here and there.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I think I saw like an episode here and there, but I never like watched it. But yeah, it's a perfectly fine movie. I might like it a little better than Detective Pikachu just because
How dare you?
I'm not a Pokemon. That and freaking just Ryan Reynolds. Like, I told you, he's very hit or miss with me. Like I see the trailer for that Free Guy movie, and I'm like, this is one of those.
After Love Actually, like never again.
I'm like, this movie. No, I don't know, something about it where I'm just like, no. I get the concept. I actually like the concept you're going for in the movie, but it's just.
Oh yeah, but at the end I was out. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, I love the movie, but at the end I'm like, what the fuck was this? Seriously?
And then in the theater, I was like, I don't know. You probably haven't been to the theater in a bit, but
No, I haven't in a while.
when they show the Free Guy trailer, I've seen this trailer multiple times with multiple movies. Gets no reaction every single time.
The Free Guy?
Free Guy. You ever seen what Free Guy is?
No.
Oh, this might be a trailer moment.
Is it a kids movie?
I don't think it's a kid movie.
So this trailer was playing.
I mean, it's probably like a PG-13.
And this was before Sonic, you said, right?
Yes, they played this before. A bunch of movies. Yeah.
The fuck is this Disney, right? This Disney movie?
I think it was a Fox movie.
Oh, I see this. Yeah. There's like GTA. Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's like a regular, like he's like NPC.
Yeah.
Wait, was Shark Boston? What's this?
I don't know. Oh, there's that copyright claim.
Okay, yeah. So no reaction?
I have not seen one reaction.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Oh, I think it's Seattle. I mean, Chicago.
You know, and that's the thing with me. Like, I watch a bunch of trailers online, but when I go to movies, I kind of watch. When the trailers come up, I'm kind of looking around to see what people's reaction are.
It's a different experience.
To get an idea of what people are feeling, you know, out there. Nothing for this fucking movie. Nothing. Not a chuckle, not anything.
Embarrass him on the news, really.
No, it's been out since December 7th, 2019, so...
It's interesting, though. You know a movie I haven't heard nobody talk about? Fucking Birds of Prey.
I tried to talk about it last week, and yeah. Pedro cut me off.
You like it?
It's perfectly fine. It's a perfectly fine movie.
It's okay. So it's way better than Suicide Squad. So
It is, but it's like at the same time, it's kind of a continuance to Suicide Squad. Yeah, Suicide Squad. But you know what? All the dumb stuff. But they do throw like little references. Like there's a poster of Captain Boomerang, a wanted poster of Captain Boomerang, and she just looks at it, she's like, "Hey, I know that guy." And just like kind of watches.
Jared Leto, no,
there's no. You see the back of his head in a flashback scene, but it's like the same scene that was in Suicide Squad where she jumps in the water. But they don't show his face; they show like the back of his head when she talks about Mr. J.
I was hoping that Joker got. I didn't mind him. I just wanted to see what he could do, like in his own movie, like with Batman. I wanted to see like what that would look. I was so happy. Like I want to see Ben Affleck as this Batman versus this Joker. This is gonna be so fucking cool and interesting. Yeah. Never gonna happen now.
Well, no, especially now that it's come out more as to why he's stopped. I mean, they haven't said who's the person who said it, but everybody kind of assumed it was his brother who told him that. It's like, dude, if you do this movie, you're gonna drink yourself to death. Because I guess he was stressing out. Because people don't know a lot about Ben Affleck. Kevin Smith always reiterates this. It's like Affleck is a huge Batman fan. Like he's like he kind of has explained why his opinion as to why Ben went into the drinking thing. Is like he thinks he just put too much pressure on himself to get it right.
But like, he did.
As far as like writing it, but he thinks that stress of trying to get it like perfect.
His version of Batman was one of the, I think, in my opinion, one of the best versions. Dude, was it Batman vs Superman? Yeah, that. With the fighting scene, the warehouse, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
How fucking, like, relentless and, like, doesn't give two fucks that dude, like, that Batman was. That was so fucking good.
It's a jaded Batman.
That was the best fucking scene in that movie. Like, it was, Jesus Christ.
I know, they used that to sell the movie.
We can't fucking get anything good.
No. So we can't have nice things.
Robert Pattinson, I mean, the Robert Pattinson shit looks alright, but, like...
Have you seen the leaked photos?
Yes, and I see like the motorcycle shit in Scotland or wherever it is.
Even though it's just a double, that's not even Robert Pattinson in the suit. But the suit looks fine. People calm the fuck down. People bitching.
The thing is, people always want what they remember.
Yeah.
Like there need to be changes, right? Like it's more tactical. I like it looks more tactical. It looks like he put the shit together, right? Like
they like remember. And this is always like in a press release. Remember, this movie takes place in probably like his second year of being Batman, so he's still learning the ropes of this. So he's still not going to be.
And people also don't understand a lot of times the siege element because like pieces are missing. A lot of that stuff probably gets filled in with CG.
Yeah, if you look at the set photo, you see a bunch of dots in his face.
Yeah, probably put it in his face. Face. And no cape, right? Also no cape. So they probably add that later on.
Yeah, that's been a thing since the Batman and Superman. Actually, since the Man of Steel. When Zack Snyder started doing that with that, where it's like it's just easy. He's like, you have more control
over the cape,
over a CGI cape than a freaking real cape because you're trying to film something and the cape's just getting in the guy's face or whatever, or it's not the wind's not blowing it in the right direction and shit like that. So it's all shit that happens. But yeah, but as far as Birds of Prey go, it's a fun movie. It's very violent.
Is it rated R?
Yes, it's rated R. It's what I always tell people is like. It's like a pretty good comedy film if you've seen the John Wick films with John Wick action. Because it's the John Wick stunt team and the John Wick director actually filmed.
So is that good? Like the fight scenes? There's
one in a jail that is like, holy shit. And they did the typical action movie thing where fucking all of a sudden the sprinkler system's going off. I don't remember the reason the sprinkler system was going off.
It looks cooler when they're fighting.
With the water, but it looks cool. Like she does this like arm drag thing where she kind of does like a flip in the air and they do it in slow motion and then she like kind of throws them down. The fight scenes are great. Like the final fight scene is like. As a man who has a wife who's constantly tying her hair, women will enjoy this part because what's one of the things women always complain about? Why is their hair always perfect doing stuff?
Yeah.
There's this part in the final fight scene where Black Canary literally asks for a hair tie in the middle of a fight.
Okay, I need to.
Like she's fighting, her hair gets in the way. She's like, hair tie.
Was this movie directed by a woman, right?
Yeah.
So.
But they've talked about that after the fact too, and that was an improvised thing that they came up with on the spot. Because it's literally the same thing was happening.
Hair is fucking
They're doing all this shit and the hair's getting in your face. And it's true. Like in these movies, they always try to like glamorize like the hair must always be perfect. Just make it real, make it rugged. You know, it's gonna get in your face. My wife rarely has her hair down, fucking at home. So it's like
it's always in the way.
Yeah. It's just like what the fuck. It's like that's not.
So
real.
recommend or rent?
I recommend going to see it. I mean, I know it didn't make that much money because people were still jaded about his suicide.
They change the name. They have to change the name.
I don't think that really had anything to do with it. It was a long title, but it's like, who actually goes to a fucking kiosk? Let me get 2 tickets to... No, everything's digital now. Even when you go to the theater, it's like, tap.
No, what I mean is, like, I think they advertise, because they're so bad, I guess, the opening weekend, that they had to, like, change, like, they added... Instead of Birds of Prey, they added Harley Quinn in the title, so people understood, like, yo, Harley Quinn is in this.
Because people might have been confused because it's called Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
The original title is Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Which was a long fucking title.
Yeah, so now it's just Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Because the reality is Birds of Prey as a team are not even really into it till like the end. They don't get together till like the end of the movie.
Also, Birds of Prey is not as popular, I think, as a thing, so...
Yes, Mary Elizabeth, was it Weinstein?
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of steals her scenes as Huntress. She's just... Because she plays that awkward kid who... Her parents were killed when she was a little girl, and she's been off training to be an assassin, so... As far as, like, interacting with people, she... In her head, she thinks something sounds cool, but it doesn't really sound cool when she says it.
Just the awkwardness, yeah.
Yeah, so she's always like, you know who I am, and trying to sound like all cool, and they're all like,
who the fuck are you?
They call me Huntress. I guess that's a cool name.
And she's like, oh, come on. Alright, yeah, I think we'll have to wrap it up.
Alright.
It's a good show, though. Good conversation. So what do you give Birds of Prey, 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I go with a 7. It's a pretty good movie.
Sonic
Sonic about a 7 also, because it's a fun movie. It's definitely you who has a kid. Your kid will...
Not yet. That'd be a disaster.
Oh yeah, if you want to try catching your kid after that, because he's going to want to run around everywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, 'cause I saw one little kid in the theater doing that after coming out, where he was just like...
Quick question, what do you think is regular theater etiquette to bring a kid? Like, what age? You think it is enough to calm the fuck down and like sit down and watch?
I'm not sure it has to do more with age than more of like how good are they sitting through a movie. Like obviously you'll learn.
Because the thing is, like, a 3-year-old, like my kid's 1.5.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old, if you just think, I don't think a 3-year-old could sit still for like.
Like I've taken my niece to film, like not recently, but I've taken her before, like, and it really just depends on how good the movie is too, because kids obviously, once if they get bored watching something, they'll
fall asleep.
Not fall asleep, but they don't sit still.
Yeah, I want to leave.
Yeah, I remember taking my brother-in-law to see Captain America back in the day, and he was a little kid then. He was a fucking teenager now.
Yeah.
It shows you how fucking old we're getting.
Yeah.
He was like 6 then.
We're at Captain America. Which one? The first one?
The first one, yeah, the first Avenger. Yeah, about like it was almost the end of the movie, and he's like. And you know, kids don't have like that little inner voice where they just whisper something to you. He's just like, "Can we go home?"
Yeah.
Just like,
what are you doing?
I'm into the movie, kid. Shut up.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I had to my little brother to see that, he was 10. He's 19 now.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Look, I think about that now. I'm like, he's 13 now. He's all complaining about trying to have his hair a certain way, whatever. It doesn't allow his hair to be cut.
Oh boy. All right, so let's wrap this thing up.
So yeah, if you're listening to us, you know where to find us. Share us, subscribe, tell people. We don't bite. Jose kind of.
No, Jose Pedro.
Jose's a dad, so he might bite out of anger at some points. You know, you can't get the frustration out.
It's not that bad.
So he says. I've seen him cry.
Dude, I'm just allergic to cats.
Bullshit, you had a cat before you. All right. Laters, people.